Good afternoon, class. I am your teacher, Louella, and for today, we will be discussing an interesting, fun, amazing lesson that you'll surely enjoy and you will get learnings too. But before that, class, may I ask, how's your day today?
Good, ma'am.
Alright, so far so good. That's great to hear. So, let's continue to our topic for today. As you can see, here in the board is our topic. Miss, you're raising your hand. Can you please read our objectives?
Objectives. Identify the different kinds of figure of speech. Construct sentences or phrases correctly used in sentences, songs, and different selections. And appreciate the importance of figurative aspect of the language.
Alright, very good. So that is our objectives. Alright, so can you please read the definition of figure of speech?
It is a way of using words to create a vivid image or to express an idea in a more creative and interesting way. It can be used to make a point, to emphasize a feeling, or to create a certain atmosphere.
Okay, very good. So it's trying to imply that when you're able to use words, you're able to create or imagine things in your mind. And then you're able to express your thoughts in a more creative, aesthetic way than using just the normal way of describing something. And then it can be used to make a point, to emphasize, or you're able to describe your feeling in a creative and aesthetic way. And then it is a phrase or words having different meanings. So it is trying to imply that when you are trying to convey an idea or a message, rather than using the plain words, you're able to use a pleasing way of describing it. So here, as you can see in the board, here are the types of figure of speech, which are simile, metaphor, hyperbole, personification, oxymoron, and onomatopoeia. So let's start first with simile. Yes, can you read what is a simile?
Simile. It uses comparison of two unlike things to achieve an effect. As and like are used to denote the comparison. It is simply a direct comparison that actually has a relationship with each other.
Okay, very good. So, in simple terms, it describes that when applying simile, we are comparing two things that has relation to each other by using as and like. So, for example, his eyes are deep like the ocean. So, from that example, the eyes of that man is being compared to the ocean. But the meaning, let us always remember that there's a deeper meaning. So it shows that his eyes, when you look at the eyes of that particular man, you can't resist falling in love with. Okay, and next, our soldier are as brave as the lion. So what do you think it is trying to imply? The soldiers are being compared to the lion. So it shows that they are brave, they're a fighter, they're strong men. Okay, so that's it. So now let's proceed to metaphor. Can you read?
Metaphor. It makes a direct comparison between two unlike or unrelated things that are shown to have common characteristics.
Okay, so for metaphor, it is the opposite of simile. So, in metaphor, there's no need for you to use the as and like. You just compare two things directly. So, for example, my mother is the sun of my life. Another, he is a shining star. Okay, let's proceed with hyperbole. Can you read?
Hyperbole. It expresses an overstatement or exaggeration to emphasize a meaning.
Okay, from the word exaggeration. So, if you noticed that a sentence is being exaggerated, so what do you think it is? What type of figure of speech is it?
Hyperbole.
Okay, correct. So you just have to keep it in mind when things are being exaggerated, it is
Hyperbole.
okay. So can you read an example?
I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
Is it possible that when you're starving, you're able to? Do you think you can devour a horse? That's
No.
impossible, right? So it is trying to imply that you are very, very hungry. That you could eat anything what is presented to you. Okay, next.
I can move mountains for you.
Wow, what a statement, huh? What a loving statement. So it implies that when a person says that to you, he's trying to imply that he or he can do anything for you. Okay. Alright, so let's proceed to personification. Can you please read?
Personification. It gives human attributes or qualities to inanimate objects.
Okay, so in simple terms, we are giving the human characteristics to a non-human things in a way that we are bringing them to life, which is quite impossible, right? So imagine a non-living thing like a book. A book is dancing. You think it's possible?
No.
Okay, so let's read the example.
The last piece of cake was calling my name.
Okay, so is it possible that that certain cake will talk to you? Will
No.
call you?
No.
It's impossible, right? So the implicit message of that is that you're being enticed of that cake, that you want to eat it, that your mouth watering from seeing that cake. Okay, next.
The jazz hummed lightly into my ear, took me by the hand and danced with me.
So it is trying to imply that when you heard that jazz music, it makes you want to dance. Okay, next, oxymoron. Can you please read the given definition?
Oxymoron. It is a figure of speech that combines contradictory words with opposing meanings.
Okay, you have to remind yourself contradictory words. So, meaning, the words are being contradicted to each other. Meaning, they don't have the same meaning, and that they are unrelated to each other, but then they're being combined. So, the example, can you please read it? All the examples.
Silent scream, loving hate, bittersweet.
The last, onomatopoeia. How do you read it?
Onomatopoeia.
Again?
Onomatopoeia.
Okay, very good. So, please read the given definition.
It uses words that mimic sounds. They appeal to our sense of hearing and they help bring descriptions to life.
Sounds. We are using a particular sound of a particular thing. So, for example, can you please read?
The snake hiss as they crawl back to the thick forest.
What's the sound of that snake?
Hiss.
Okay, very good. And that it is being used in the sentence. Next example.
Splish splash. I was taking a bath.
What's the sound of that water?
Splish splash.
Okay, very good. So, that's it. That's the different types of figure of speech. Have you learned from it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what are those different types of figure of speech?
Simile, metaphor, hyperbole, personification, oxymoron, onomatopoeia.
Okay, very good. When we're using the accent like, what type of figure of speech is it?
Simile,
Okay, very good. When we exaggerate things, what is it?
hyperbole,
Okay, when we use sounds,
onomatopoeia,
when we're imitating the sounds, what is it again?
onomatopoeia.
All right! You have really learned from our lesson. Thank you, class, for your active participation. So now, for your assignment, your assignment is to construct sentences by applying these different types of figure of speech. So, that's it for today's lesson. Thank you, class.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Goodbye.